Here's the hard truth most men will never accept. The reason you keep misreading women isn't because you're not smart enough. It's because no one ever taught you what to actually look for. You've been trained to wait for something obvious. A confession, a clear move, a moment that removes all doubt. But that moment, it almost never comes. And while you're standing there waiting for a sign written in bold letters, she's already been showing you everything quietly, consistently, in a language most men never learn to read. That ends today. Welcome back. If you're new here, this channel is about understanding human behaviour at a deeper level so you can move through life with more clarity, more confidence, and more connection. Hit that subscribe button right now, because what we're about to break down is going to permanently change how you see female behaviour. Let's get into it. Sign has honed she invests energy, not just time. There's a difference between a woman who is polite to you and a woman who is pulled toward you. And most men confuse the two. Politeness is easy. Smiling, replying, laughing at your jokes that cost her nothing. But energy? Energy is different. Energy is selective. When a woman is genuinely drawn to you, she starts investing in ways that go beyond the surface. She remembers small things you mentioned in passing. She asks follow-up questions days later. She brings up conversations you'd almost forgotten. That's not coincidence. That's attention the kind she doesn't give to just anyone. The mistake most men make, they ignore the small signs and wait for something massive. But desire doesn't announce itself. It accumulates. And if you're not paying close attention to those small investments, you'll miss the entire story unfolding in front of you. Sign #2, she creates proximity without making it. Obvious women don't chase. But when one wants you, she positions herself. She finds reasons to be near you. She joins conversations you're already in. She shows up in spaces she knows you'll be. Online, she engages with your content, not every post, but enough to stay in your orbit. And here's the key insight. She doesn't have to do this. Women have more options for attention than most men realise. So when she keeps placing herself within your reach, that's not boredom. That's a quiet, deliberate choice. But she won't make it look intentional, because intentional feels vulnerable. So instead, she creates openings, small moments where you could step forward if you were paying attention. Maybe she asks a question she already knows the answer to. Maybe she teases you just enough to spark a reaction. Maybe she mentions something personal just to see how you handle it. If you treat those moments like they don't matter, she doesn't double down. She pulls back, not out of anger, out of self-preservation. Because if you can't see her when she's showing up, she's going to question whether you're really the man she thought you were. If this is making sense to you, do me a favour, subscribe to the channel right now. We go deep on these topics every week, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Sign #3, she gives you access, not just attention. This is where it gets real. Attention is cheap. Access is not. When a woman starts letting you pass the surface, sharing a real thought, a genuine feeling, something she doesn't hand out in normal conversation, she's not just being open, she's testing your depth. She wants to know, can you hold this? Are you present enough to actually listen? Are you grounded enough to respond without making it awkward? Most men fail right here. They try to impress her instead of understanding her. They joke it off, or worse, they redirect the conversation back to themselves. And the moment that happens, she closes back up quietly without making a scene. The door that was opening slowly shuts again. But when you handle it right, when you stay calm, engaged, and genuinely curious, something shifts. She starts giving you more honesty, more time, more of the version of herself that most people never get to see. Because now you've proven something rare, you can be trusted with the parts of her she normally protects. Sign #4, she breaks her own patterns for you. Every woman has a system. Rules for how fast she replies, how much she shares, how available she lets herself appear. And she follows those rules consistently with almost every man, until she meets one who makes those rules feel unnecessary. With you, she answers faster than she planned to. Conversations that should have ended hours ago are still going. She makes time for you without announcing it. She doesn't even fully realise it's happening, and that's exactly the point. When attraction is real, it bypasses logic. It creates a kind of pull she can't completely manage. But she'll still try to maintain some composure. She'll slow down occasionally, create a little distance, act more neutral than she actually feels. Most men read that as disinterest and start panicking, texting more, seeking reassurance, trying to drag the energy back. That's the worst move you can make, because the deviation is the sign. You're not looking for perfect consistency, you're looking for the moments where she goes out of her way, because those moments reveal that you mean something more to her than the standard she applies to everyone else. Sign #5, she tests you without telling you. Her tests aren't dramatic, they're barely visible, but they're real, and they matter more than almost anything else in early attraction. She might tease you in a way that lightly pokes at your confidence, not to hurt you, but to see if you'll flinch. She might pull back a little just to watch whether you chase desperately or stay grounded. She might disagree with something you said just to see if you'll stand your ground or fold immediately to keep the peace. These aren't games, they're screenings. She's trying to find out if the man she's attracted to is solid or if the confidence was just a performance. And here's what most men get wrong. They think passing her tests means always being agreeable or always being entertaining. It doesn't. It means staying yourself under mild pressure. It means not needing her approval to feel okay. It means being able to hold a boundary without making it a conflict. A man who can handle that calmly, without drama, becomes someone she can't stop thinking about. Because that kind of groundedness is rare, and she can feel it. Stick with me, we've got one more sign, and it's the most powerful one. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Hit that button, you won't regret it. Sign #6, she aligns with you without forcing it. By the time you reach this sign, something has already been decided in her mind, even if she hasn't said it out loud. She's decided you're someone worth revealing herself to. And the way that decision shows up isn't through words, it shows up through alignment. Her humour starts to sync with yours. Conversations feel easy, like they move on their own momentum. Her energy meets yours, without either of you trying to make it happen. There's a warmth in how she responds to you, a comfort in her presence that doesn't require effort. And the feeling is unmistakable. You don't feel like you're chasing her anymore. You feel like you're meeting her. Equal energy, equal presence, equal investment. This is the stage where most men ironically destroy everything. They doubt it. They overanalyze it. They hold back because they're afraid of misreading the situation, even when everything in front of them is telling them it's real. And in doing that, they break the very connection they were hoping to build. Because here's the final truth. When a woman has aligned with you, she's watching for one last thing. Whether you are willing to step into it, not perfectly, not fearlessly, just honestly, with intention instead of hesitation. Attraction doesn't survive in permanent uncertainty. At some point, it needs direction. And if you don't provide it, It doesn't disappear in a dramatic moment, it just quietly fades. Not because she stopped feeling it, but because she stopped believing you were ready to meet her there. So here's the question I want you to sit with. Not, does she like me? That's the wrong question. The real question is this. When she shows up, when she invests, when she tests you, when she aligns with you, do you rise to meet her? Or do you stay stuck waiting for a guarantee that will never come? Because a woman who wants you won't hand you certainty. She'll hand you signals. And the man who can read them, respond to them, and move with calm confidence, that's the man she can't walk away from. Now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 6 signs hit you the hardest? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. If this video gave you a new perspective, show it some love, hit like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. The right awareness at the right time changes everything. I'll see you in the next one.